What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? We are getting ready to get into part 2 of the Love and Marriage DC reunion. Oh, child. Well, I have a lot to say, but I really feel like I'm gonna be saying the same thing that I've been saying. But we'll get into the things of the things of the things. Don't forget that next Monday I will be interviewing Winter. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I am not going to repeat the exact same thing I've been talking to Winter. That Winter has been talking about. I am going to ask Winter about what we saw in the reunion as far as her and Yusha and stuff like that. But I really want to get into her experience. I want to get into the pay disparity and things like that. And I know that there are people that don't like Winter, and that's fine. But we are here to discuss the experience and what happened. So we're here to cover all things as it relates to Winter with Love and Marriage DC. And this is going to be one of the last times that she discusses it. At least that's what she told me. That she's just not going to be doing a lot of conversation around Love and Marriage DC anymore. So let me take this off the screen so we can go ahead and get started. Can y'all see me and hear me well? Everybody can see me and hear me okay? Sure. Oh, I gotta go get this hair done, child. It's looking real raggedy. All right, let's get into the things of the things. Now, I still don't know what's let me go to my notes, child. And I need driving home from work listening to my girl. Well, thank you, Angel. Yes. Hey, Terry, Tabby for life. Okay. What's up, Tracy? Hey, Boo. Hey, Mia. What's up, Natty? Hey. All right, let's get into it. So we start off with the fight. Okay, they still fighting. We got Clifton. We have Quick. Security had to separate them, had to pull them off the stage, and I guess they went to lunch. Let me say this. So I'm going to address this from the Really Be YouTuber point of view, and then I'm going to address it from a street point of view. Now, I ain't about to sit here and act like I'm no street kid. Like I wasn't that kid, but I was sort of that kid, but I wasn't that kid. Okay, so from the YouTuber perspective, it was just ridiculous. Like, I get it. You're supposed to wait to the reunion to address what you need to address. So Clifton waited to the reunion, and he basically sort of bucked up on Quick. Quick responded. It turned into whatever. Carlos was loving it because we know that's what Carlos wants. Hey, Patty Duke, how you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Hey. Carlos eats that kind of shit up because that's what he likes, right? He loves the drama of it all. Of course, nobody wants it to go too far, but he loves the drama of it, right? So from that perspective, it gave a great clip. It gave a great, trailer. You know what I'm saying? It made for a great trailer, which of course is the reason why we got that whole Quick versus Clifton promo last week that I was pissed off about. We already talked about that. I ain't going back down that road. So now from a street perspective, let me say this. Yeah, there are two lives. I'm on both of my channels. I'm on my Really Be TV channel, which is the main channel, and then I'm on you're probably on the Really Be TV Reviews channel. Now, from a street perspective, I'm going to go on and just call a thing. Clip, you was really trying. You really wanted that smoke. Because here's the thing. Quick made a valid point. Quick was like, look, bruh, if you really was trying to see me, we've been around each other. We've seen each other multiple times. Like, you've seen those comments. You've seen what I had to say. And if you really felt some kind of way, there was plenty of time, space, and opportunity for you to address me, and we could have took care of this. One, Quick is a street dude. I don't care what nobody say. Quick a street dude. And number two, he's a little dude. So he's got the whole Napoleon thing where he's probably had to prove himself his whole life. And so whenever he feel like somebody trying to punk him, that's probably his legitimate response, right? I'm not saying either response is right or wrong. I promise y'all I'm not, because at this point I don't care. I really don't. But I understand why Quick responded the way he responded, but I can understand why Cliff said, I'm gonna approach it at the reunion, because ain't that what reunion's for? That's the time for us to clear the air and say what needs to be said. So whatever. Either way, they separated everybody and they went to lunch. While they were at lunch, everybody was talking about how crazy it was and how over the top it was. I haven't H Fisher, no. But Quick is the one with the problem. He said he was check his wife. Why didn't he check Clifton? So this is what I'm gonna say about that one, Dollface. If Quick hasn't addressed it, I mean, I don't understand your question. You said, but Quick is the one with the problem. He said, I'm sure there's a typo in there because I don't understand what you're asking me. But he said he was check his wife. I don't understand your question. Why didn't he check Clifton? I don't understand your question. I guess what I'm saying is, if I say I have a problem with you and when I see you it's on site, or I'm gonna address it, and when I see you I don't address it, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Quick didn't feel like he was right. I mean, literally, I know this was edited down, so I don't know how long they had been sitting there before Clifton sort of addressed it. I don't know. But again, it is what it is. Quick talked a lot of mess. Why didn't he approach Cliff when he saw him? I don't know. Maybe Quick really wasn't trying to do nothing. I don't know. I understand your question now, and that's a valid question. I don't know. What I feel like, though, because I'm not defending Quick. I don't want to sound like I'm defending Quick. I'm not defending either one of them. I'm really not defending either one of them, honestly. I'm just saying it's two different perspectives. I'm trying to look at it from the lens of I don't know. I don't know. Because again, Quick did say a lot of stuff. I'm not saying Clifton was wrong for addressing it. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm taking one side over the other, because in this situation, I don't have a side. I really don't. I honestly don't have a side. I honestly don't. I understand why Cliff addressed it. I understand why Quick maybe wasn't going to address it. Maybe he said that in anger and he didn't feel that way anymore. Maybe once he saw the show play back and he realized that things weren't as bad as Ashley told him. I don't know. But I will say this, for all the people, where y'all at? For all the people that been getting on me all season about this situation down to the suite, y'all gonna want to hear what I have to say when I get to that part. Y'all are gonna want to hear what I have to say. And to my little eye in the sky who may or may not be watching, they'll probably watch the replay. They're gonna send me a message. I know they are. When they hear what I'm gonna say, when we get to the part about the suite, we'll address it. But all of y'all Waist Bees by Bree, Miss Gigi, who else been getting on me all season about the situation down to the suite? Y'all gonna want to hear what I have to say. I promise y'all. Maddie said, Quick just ain't shit. Oh, wow. Okay. Dollface said, they are supposed to talk and resolve the issue on the show, not off camera. I don't disagree. Listen, I don't disagree. That has been, let me be clear. My problem with this season, this show, has been the lack of ability for the people on this show to resolve their issues before it got to the point of where it is. And that goes for everybody on this show. I think that everybody on this show has some responsibility in where we are now. And I mean from Carlos all the way down. Carlos has and he did sort of take some responsibility, right? Later on, we'll get to that. He took a little responsibility, but Carlos, production, and everybody on this show. And I'm going to put, if I had to cut a pie up, I would give the biggest slice to production. And I'm not saying Carlos, I'm saying whoever the production team is here, boots on the ground. That's my opinion. I think whoever this production team is shit poor. And I don't know who they are. And I'm sure they don't watch my little old review. They probably could care less, and that's fine. But as a production team, they're terrible. That's my opinion. I don't think Ashley and Quick understand the science of reality. They don't, and that's why I said, I don't have no. I like Ashley. I really do. I don't have no beef with Ashley. I like Ashley. But y'all know, if you've been watching my reviews, y'all know what I've been saying. I've been consistent. Okay, Miss Gigi, you stay right there. You're gonna be happy with what I'm going. Well, you're gonna be I don't know about happy is the word, but I got something for you. I've been saying that all season. I have been very consistent all seasons. Okay. Hey, really being tribe, off topic, but I love your selections and I will get some for my daughter because I don't wear makeup. Thank you, Brown Mama. And I appreciate everybody who's been supporting my affiliate link. I went to go look and you guys really have been buying off the link. And so I really appreciate it. Again, and I try to post things that I use myself. Y'all know I love Juvia's Place. So today I have Juvia's Place products. I have Juvia's Place lipstick on right now. 90% of the time when I'm wearing lipstick, it is Juvia's Place. I love Juvia's Place. All right. It's a black-owned company made for black skin. So melanated skin, I should say. All right. I'm done with that. Let me move on. Okay. So next, let me see. The Christmas Eve party. Carlos asked Joy, what made you come to the party? Joy said, Urana. And I'm sorry, I've been saying Urana. I mean no disrespect that I have been saying your name wrong for the past 2 years. It's I don't know if I can't make my lips. It's Urana. What I've been saying? Urana? Is Urana? I apologize. You know I don't mean no disrespect or harm in saying your name right. Somebody tried to correct me in the comments last week, and I was like, my bad. Sorry. But she said that it was Urana that and I just said it wrong again. Oh God. She said that she Miss Tyler. Irena. Okay. That she convinced Joy to come. You know, Joy decided to show up and she didn't come with any ill intent. She didn't come with any beef. She said she came in the house. She spoke to everybody. She just hadn't made her way over to Ashley yet. So can I say this? I'm sure that in the moment, it was important. I'm sure that on the night of the party, it was important. That hoe came in my house and didn't even speak to me. How dare she? We're not even on speaking terms. We're not even friends. She told me she wasn't coming to the party. And she come popping up at my party. I'm sure that on the night of, it was important. I'm sure it was. Right? But the reunion took place damn near a year later. Was it still that important? Because Ashley is still arguing as if the party had happened the week before. At what point, Ashley, can you say that night I was heated because I felt disrespected? That night I was really, really in my feelings because she showed up. I didn't know why she was there because she told me she wasn't coming. Me and her weren't speaking. We weren't in a good place. And I felt some kind of way when I looked up and I saw her ass in my house and she hadn't even given me the courtesy of coming over here to speak. That I'm okay with that. I feel it, right? I 100% feel that. But fast forward a year later, I'm not understanding why we're still here on that level. And maybe it's me, y'all. Maybe I'm just over it. Maybe I'm just sick of it because I am confused. Let me tell you something. Miss Pretty Amazing said, you're not going to walk into my home and not acknowledge me. Let me say this. Maybe it's a me thing. Maybe it's a really B thing. Maybe I'm Maybe, honestly, I'm not even being funny. Like, I really had to take a breath because I don't even know, like, I have stuff in my house all the time. I love inviting people to my house. I have card parties. We watch football. We watch the fights. I invite people over just for no damn reason because I feel like having people in my house. And I sometimes, as a host, you upstairs, you downstairs, you in the house, you out the house, you on the phone, people trying to get directions, people calling, people ask, do you need me to pick anything up? You're trying to get the food together. You're trying to put the drinks together. You try, like, when you're hosting a party, there's a lot of moving parts going on. There have been times when people have been in my house and I did not see them come in, and I never, ever, ever felt no kind of way about it. I don't understand that level. Maybe it's a me thing. Maybe, and again, I understand she was probably extra because her and Joy were not in a good place. Okay, I get that. But I didn't understand the level, and I still don't. I'm gonna be honest. I still don't, right? I get it. Don't come in my house and not speak to me. I get that. But at what point do we move on? Like, they literally sat there and kept arguing, and that's all Ashley kept saying. But she didn't speak to me. But you didn't speak to me. But you didn't speak to me. And I was like, okay, now, I still believe then what I believe now, which is production called Joy and told Joy to get her ass to that party. That's my opinion. It ain't gonna change. I understand that the Tylers have said that they were the ones, or that, you know, Irena asked her to come. I get that. I understand that even Carmen gave her version of the story, and Carmen didn't bring in production. And at this point, since Carmen telling everything else, Carmen would have every reason in the world to be like, no, that was production. But remember, in my opinion, Carmen trying to get on the show, so she ain't gonna tell too much. You can't move on if there's a pileup of issues. But that's what I'm saying. So here's the thing. I agree that there's a pileup of issues. And for me, that one ain't one of them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I have a checklist of things that I have a problem with you about, for me, and I can't speak for nobody but me. But for me, that just ain't at the top of the damn list. Either way, it unraveled into a whole situation. We know what happened that night. Joy leaves, Irena goes outside, and then Ashley and Irena have a problem. Now, Ashley and Quick was like, well, listen, once everybody calmed down and the cameras left, you stayed at our house another 2 hours and we had a good time and everything was squashed. I didn't see what the big deal was. Here's where I'm confused. And this might be edited, but here's where I'm confused. Ashley, aren't you the one that told Irena that you had a problem? Now, what Ashley said is that her problem with Irena was that Irena didn't tell her that Joy was coming. That Irena was the one that convinced Joy to come, and Irena didn't tell her that Joy was coming. People really need to do better at looking at both sides. Critical thinking is gone. Well, you know, Tracy, that's how these shows are. Once people pick a side, they can't see past their side. They can only look at things from the lens of who they want to support. And it is what it is. I'm tired of fighting. I ain't fighting nobody no more. I damn sure ain't fighting nobody over this show. According to my notes, basically that whole argument dissolved into Joy saying, can we just move on? Because Joy was like, and Joy had a valid point. Joy was like, listen, you're not going to believe anything I say. You're not going to accept anything I say. So we just need to move on. Now, on the flip side, Carlos asked Joy, Ashley apologized. And even Irena said, I felt like Ashley's apology was sincere. And Carlos was like, well, why couldn't you forgive her? And Joy was like, because I was still pissed. I mean, honestly, I was just still pissed. Now, to Ashley's point, Ashley was like, when Joy told her that she was still pissed and she, needed some time, Ashley was like, well, that's why I was giving her time, because she told me she couldn't forgive me. She told me she needed time, or she wasn't ready to forgive me. And that is why I wasn't calling her. That's why I wasn't reaching out to her. And that's why I was shocked to see her at my damn house that night, because that is where our relationship stood in that moment. I 100% get it. Moving on, because we've been talking about that fight for a year and I don't have nothing else to give it. Then they brought up the whole thing about Cliff liking to argue with women. They brought up Ready to Love and how, you know, some of his former castmates from Ready to Love had some not so nice things to say about Cliff. I don't care about none of that. Moving on. Arena and Ashley get into another argument. Now, can I say something? Say something. I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. I really don't understand what happened with these text messages and emails and messages between Lil Jamie and Ashley's assistant. I have no idea what happened. I don't understand the Twitter situation. I guess Ashley said something. Jamie responded. They got into a Twitter beef. Somehow the assistant got into it. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I didn't follow it, which tells me that shit was chopped up. And I do not have enough energy for this show to go back and watch it again. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Now, I watched DJ Richie Sky's interview with the Tylers. I watched DJ Richie Sky's interview with Sherelle. And I watched Dustin and Carlos's review last night. And nobody gave me any clarity on them damn text messages. So I don't have the energy to go back, okay? What it sound like to me, and I'm sure somebody gonna tell me I'm wrong if I get it wrong, but what it sound like to me is Jamie and Ashley was going back and forth on social media, which both of them like to go back and forth on social media. Somehow or another, the young lady that lives with Ashley as her assistant, but also like somebody that I guess she lives there, whatever. She either sent some text messages or email or whatever to Brittany, their daughter, for I guess they're friends or they're cool or whatever. And she was venting and talking shit about Ashley. I guess the girl said some things along the line of Ashley's a drunk. I do everything around the house. I'm scrubbing the floors. They got me. I'm a Cinderella over there. I think Ashley brought up a good point when Ashley said she don't work, she don't pay no bills. Like, I asked her to do stuff around the house. I don't see what the issue is with that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see what the issue is with that either. I don't see what the problem is. If the young lady lives there rent free and Ashley asked her to help clean up around the house, I'm not understanding. Hell, I had chores till I had chores till I went to college. And when I got back from college, I had chores again. I was good and grown. Good and grown. Living in my parents' house, and I still had chores. So I don't understand what the problem was. Maybe it was more to that story that we didn't get. But I just don't get it. I don't understand. So what if she had to scrub the floor? So? The fuck? So what if she got to wash some dishes? Cook some dinner? I don't understand what was the problem with that. Especially if that girl ain't paying no damn bills. If she living in their house for rent free, they live in a nice house in a nice neighborhood. I'm sure she live in a good, comfortable situation. I don't know how she got there. I don't know what her personal situation was for why she got there, but I don't see the problem. They ain't got no mops that got her to the floor like Cinderella. Okay, I ain't got no problem with that either. That's how I was taught to listen. Let me tell you something. That's how I was taught to clean the floor. When my mama told me to clean her floors, that is what my mom expected. My mama expected me on my hands and knees on the floor. You better get a knife and make sure you getting up all them stains first. And then you get your ass on the floor and you scrub them damn floors. Get them corners. Now, that's how I was taught how to scrub a floor. Sorry. Not sorry. See, I'm the wrong one. If you waiting for me to feel like Ashley was wrong, now again, maybe I need more information. Maybe I need to understand a little clearer. Now I know they said something about Ashley just be drunk all the time instead of taking care of her kids. I'm not getting into that because I'm not addressing that. Because I don't think I'm not addressing that. Now, the Tylers felt justified in bringing that up because they felt like Quick and Ashley had said stuff about their kids. I'm going to say this. For me, the difference is y'all see, and I know this is where people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. I still love y'all anyway, and I hope you still love me too. But y'all chose to bring y'all kids on this show, which opens them up to the scrutiny that you bring us. I'm sorry. That's it, and that's all. And your kids are grown. They're not 5 and 10. People aren't talking about them. And I get it. They're your kids, so they're going to always be your babies. And I respect that. But you brought them on the show. So people passing opinions or having opinions about Lil Jamie, Brittany, and Jason is different than this young lady who we have no idea who this girl is. We've seen her in a few scenes. We don't know the situation. We don't know why she lives with Ashley. We don't know nothing. To me, that's not the same. It's not on the same level. Now, if they had brought her on the show as part of their storyline, then, okay, I might feel differently. But I don't know nothing about her other than she works for Ashley. I didn't even know that. I don't know nothing about this young lady. I really thought she was older than what she was. Honestly, I didn't know she was that young. So for me, there's the difference. Right, you better get them baseboards. Hell yeah. So anyway, I'm just saying, I don't know, and maybe I just need more details. Maybe I just need more details, but based on what they showed us, I'm not going to be like, oh, Ashley doing that girl wrong. I don't know nothing about that situation other than what she told Brittany. People vent, and when people vent, they talk shit. Now, that don't mean everything that girl said was a lie. I ain't saying that. But maybe her and Brittany, Brittany caught her on the right day at the wrong time or the wrong time on the right day. And maybe she let it all out and maybe she exaggerated some stuff. I don't know. If I'm paid to be your assistant, I'm not assuming a maid or nanny role. I can help you interview for those positions. But she lives with them rent-free. That's two different things. You being my assistant, but you also living here rent-free. I'm sorry. There's chores. If you got to take out the trash and you have to do this, everybody live here. Listen, everybody live here got to do something. Everybody who live here got to do something. That's just me. Like I said, y'all might feel differently, and that's fine. I'm telling y'all how I feel as it relates to that situation, because I'm not going back to rewind it and follow it, because it didn't make no damn sense the first time. But that's just me. I was told that you were not grown until you own something. I lived at home until both parents passed. Until then, I was an adult. Listen, if I move back home tomorrow and I'm good and grown, I will be expected to do something in that house. Best believe the bathroom that I use better be clean. Best believe that the kitchen better be clean when I'm done cooking or eating or using it. Best believe any common areas better not look like I was in them common areas. And if my mama tell me I need you to get that kitchen floor, I'm going to get that kitchen floor. Now, that's just me. What up, Jonathan? You better go over there with your wife. I ain't know she was live. That's just me. Anyway, so moving on, because listen, again, I don't know. And I promise y'all, I'm not going back. Then I wrote the props. Listen, I told y'all on the last Real Housewives reunion, I don't know if it was Beverly Hills, Potomac, I don't even know. I'm sick of the props at these reunions. Urana pulled out the D. Winter pulled out the timer. Ashley pulled out the movie action thing. I'm sick of all of the props. The only prop I might have been okay with was the D, where Urana giving the D back to Ashley, because, they made a big deal about it. But Other than that, I'm sick of all the props at these reunions. I'm just sick of them. I'm sick of blowing up the text messages. Everybody's trying to have a Bonder moment. Everybody's trying to have a what are some other great, because there have been some great reunion props, right? But everybody is trying to have a Binder moment. You can't. Whether you like Monique or not, the Binder is iconic. You can't do it. Just stop. Just stop with the props. Just stop. What else I put in my notes? Oh, I was out of order. All right. Okay. I was talking about that. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get to this Wizards game. Hold on. I need some water because I need some water before I get into this Wizards game. Y'all hold on a second. Y'all hold on. Oh, I think it's a bottle of water right here. Is that a bottle of water right there? Ouch. Sorry about that. The letter that Adriana wrote to Marisol's kidney was stupid. Yeah, that was stupid. All right, y'all. I need my water. Give me a second, because, baby, when I get into this Wizards game situation. My patience is short on this show, and again, most of it goes to production because it's bullshit. It's ridiculous. It's bullshit. Okay. So we get to this damn Wizards game. Now, this is why I'm on production. Because number one, everybody on that couch, well, not everybody, the Petties and the Silvers didn't agree on nothing this whole reunion except for this. This is the one thing that the Silvers and the Petties agreed on was that they asked for a conversation prior to that Wizards game. Both of them said that they begged production. They asked production, requested, whatever word you want to put in there, that they wanted to have a conversation before the Wizards game. They did not want a group scene until they were able to sit down and talk and try to clear the air after the fight. Mind you, the Wizards game was only a couple of weeks after the Christmas party. So it wasn't a long, even though for us it was a long window of time because the show hadn't been on for almost a year. For them in real time, it had only been a couple of weeks. So that's why I'm putting a lot of this on production, because in that moment, production should have made it happen. See, here's what I don't understand, right? And this is something I don't understand when it comes to this show, specifically this show. I don't understand how y'all can't never find time to film what y'all need to film, yet and still, all of these people are under contract. I get it that they work, they have other things, but part of the contract you sign is that you have to make yourself available. I'm sure they have to give you a certain window of time to make yourself available, but that's why you're not supposed to go on trips unless they're already something you can't get out of. That's why you're not supposed to plan certain things during that window of time that you are supposed to be filming. I don't understand how many, if you listen to the reviews and you look at the show, I don't understand why we have so many examples of opportunities where people said, well, I think we should meet. I think we should meet. And it never happens. I don't understand production. I don't understand it. And if y'all were not able to meet, to clear the air, then y'all should have come up with a different dynamic for the suite. But see, that's not what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted what y'all got in that suite. I don't think y'all thought it was going to be that bad, but y'all wanted that. And I'm going to tell you why I know they wanted it. Because number one, if I'm trying to bring a group of people together and both sides are saying the same thing, I have this group over here telling me, that's not a good idea. Until we have a chance to sit down and talk, it ain't going to be a good idea for us to be in the room together. And then I have this group over here saying, that's not going to be a good idea. Until we have a chance to sit down and talk, that's not a good idea to put us in a room together. You got both sides telling you the same thing. And for Carlos to sit there and be like, well, you're right. I'm the owner of the company, so I have to take responsibility for that. You're right. Y'all did say y'all wanted to talk. Y'all did say that y'all wanted to talk, but we just didn't think it was that big of an issue. But I'm telling you it is. See, that is my problem. You don't get to decide when I'm telling you. I am telling you. Putting the four of us in a room together right now, the way things are, is not a good idea. And you decide, oh, it's not that bad. Go on and just go on and do it. So when I say, to me, production wanted that moment, production wanted that moment. Now, again, do I think they thought it was going to be that bad? No, I don't think they thought it was going to be that bad. But they wanted that moment. Because if they didn't, they would have made sure that the conversation was had, or they would have flipped up the configuration of who was in that suite. The fact that Ashley and Quick both said we didn't want them there. Production made us invite them. They wanted to invite the Duncans. Production said no. Well, Tracy, we're going to get back to that. Don't let me forget, because I said that last week, but I'm going to say it again. So now we get to, and see, it was another example of that. Remember when Joy and Ashley was supposed to have a conversation before they went to Deep Creek, and it didn't happen. But that's another conversation too. So we get to the suite. Now, here's the part, Miss Gigi. Here's the part you're going to be happy about, what I'm getting ready to say. Well, you ain't going to be happy about the first part. You're going to be happy about the second part. The first part I'm going to say is, I stand by what I said about when Joy and Ashley went out in that hallway, and Ashley and Joy were like, well, you don't want, we're not friends, then cool. And when Ashley told her to leave, I still stand by that Joy should have left. Now, I know that people in the chat are going to be like, they were filming a scene, production, blah, 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 blah. But again, if you literally had just gotten to damn near a physical altercation with this woman at her home, and y'all just got into another argument in the hallway, and she said, I don't want you here, and she told you to leave, her and Clifton should have left. That is my opinion. And that's not going to change. However, here is what did change. At that reunion, Ashley admitted that when she came back out the hallway, she made a beeline to Clifton, and she started that argument with Cliff. She's wrong. Period. Wrong. She admitted that she came. I already know. Thank you, Miss Pretty Amazing. She admitted that she came out that hallway and she made a beeline for Clifton. And she started that argument with Clifton. She was wrong. Full stop. I don't have nothing else to say. I don't have any. I've been trying. I don't have nothing else. She was wrong. Now, Ashley did say they edited out the conversation where Joy admitted that Clifton had been antagonizing her prior to that night. And again, I don't know why production would take that out if they're not trying to, unless they're trying to paint a certain narrative. But I will say this, even if they had left that in there, that still doesn't justify what you did in that moment, in my opinion. It still doesn't justify. If he had been doing things to antagonize you prior to that night, then to me, that's all the more reason why you wouldn't run up on him. Why? So as far as that's concerned, that's how I feel about that. Again, my opinion has not changed about the fact that Ashley asked y'all to leave. Y'all should have, but now it seems like you didn't even give Ashley an opportunity to leave. I mean, Ashley didn't even give Joy an opportunity to leave. But anyway, so that's all I got to say about the suite. Let me make sure. Let me look at my notes. Okay. I even put a star beside that, so I'll make sure I said it. See? Okay. Winter and Yusha. When Joy agreed they're not friends as beef, she should have gathered her husband and left. Exactly. That's what I would have done. I agree. Listen, Winter and Yusha, they broke up shortly after the reunion. She said that she felt like Yusha wasn't sincere. She felt like Yusha was just using the show and using her for an opportunity for her brand, for his brand. We found out that Yusha auditioned for Ready to Love. And that she felt like maybe that's why he was defending Joy, because the season he was supposed to be on was Joy and Clifton season. I'm going to say this. I said it the first time, and I'm going to ask for clarification when I interview Winter next week. That's why I'm not really spending a lot of time on the Winter Yusha, because I'm supposed to be interviewing her, so I really want to save some of it. But what I will say is I don't think Yusha had that much information. I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. As far as his brand is concerned, him wanting to showcase his brand, I don't think is the issue. I think the way in which he went about it is what turned people off. People showcase their, I mean, that's the purpose of being on a reality show. Like, why else would you go on a reality show other than to showcase your brand and show off what you got going on? So I don't think him wanting to show off his brand was a problem. I think it's the way in which it happened. She said he got really upset when they wouldn't let him put his socks in the gift bag for the ski trip, again. And then Winter said that she overheard him saying, I'm here for Winter is a great opportunity. Yusha said that he meant a great opportunity for marriage. Winter was like, child, I was listening. You don't know that I heard you said it. I heard exactly how you said it and the context in which you said it. And you were not talking about marriage. You were talking about it being an opportunist. Listen. Yeah. Oh, y'all want me to ask when she found out about Ready to Love? Did they ever have sex? I'm not gonna ask that lady that. I'm not asking that lady that. What did he mean that he didn't do Ready to Love because his only match would have been Joy? Did Clifton and Joy come on Ready to Love already an item? Telling a man you love him in a span of 90 days is wild. I don't think so. If that's how you feeling. Shit, I know people that got married in 90 days. I mean, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I don't think you could put a time limit on it. Let me go back to KFS's question. What did he mean that he didn't do Ready to Love because his only match would have been Joy? That's what I'm saying. That part, I don't think that's how that works. Like, I don't think production. I mean, it could be. I've never been through the process, but y'all know I'm cool with people who've been on Ready to Love. And according to what they told me, that is not how that works. Yes, some of the people on Ready to Love, they do already know each other. Were Clifton and Joy already a couple? I don't think they were. I don't think Clifton and Joy were already a couple, but I do think that, from my understanding, they were locked in damn near from the beginning. Like, literally everybody on the show knew that Clifton and Joy were locked in damn near from the mixer. Of course, they had to play the game. They had to go through the motions because they are still making the show. But a couple of people that I have talked to that was on that season were like, yeah, we knew Joy was like, a couple of the guys I talked to were like, we knew Joy was off limits. Like Joy was legit Cliff's match, but they, they had to play the game. They had to go through the motions. Yeah. Do I believe the Duncans were done wrong? Absolutely. I believe that. And I understand that friends of the show are friends of the show. Like, I get that. But that's just like Kiki on Real Housewives of Potomac this season. I think she was done wrong. I mean, as far as a friend of the show, and then the poor thing, when she finally did get invited to come to something, she got her head busted. You know what I mean? But I think that the Duncans had more to show. I think the Duncans could have given us a different flavor. I think the Duncans had something to give. And I think that production was so focused on that one storyline. And I do believe that Joy and Clifton refused to film with them. I do believe that Joy and Clifton refused to indulge in that storyline. I believe that 100%. And again, ain't nobody at this point, y'all. The reason why I keep saying ain't nobody gonna change my mind is because I have listened to everything. I listened to Ashley's reviews when she was still reviewing the show. I have listened to Winter when she goes live. I have read the tweets. I interviewed the Duncans. I saw when Clifton and Joy were on the Tyler's YouTube channel. I've watched Carlos's interviews. Like, I've watched all of these things. So when I say you're not going to change my mind, it is based on what I have deduced by going through all of the information. Because the one thing I do believe is that everybody tells their truth, but they don't necessarily always tell the truth. So I believe that everybody is telling their truth. That don't mean it's the truth. So based on what I observed and what I believe, I absolutely believe that Joy and Clifton refused to film with them. I believe that. I believe it. But I also believe that there was more they could have brought to the show other than that storyline. And I think that's why I say I put a lot of this on production. I think production was so stuck. Production was so stuck on that storyline that when they couldn't get nothing out of it, they left the Duncans out to dry. That's my opinion. Right. And it's crazy that cast members would want to invite them to events and production would say no. Exactly. I mean, it was a suite. It's not like the Duncans couldn't be in that room. It's not like they didn't have the room for 2 more people. Like, come on, y'all had room for 2 more people. Like, you absolutely could have invited the Duncans to that event. And the reason why I keep putting this on production is because Carlos, in his own words, said when he did the interview with Ashley and Winter, or when he was on there live, I don't know if it was an actual interview or he was just there to help them, to do the review. Carlos said out of his own mouth, because Ashley was telling him how much stuff they had that they never showed. She was like, we filmed scenes doing this and we filmed scenes doing that, and nothing shows up. And Carlos said, I wish I should have found the timestamp. I would play it for y'all. But Carlos said, I run a whole company. I don't have time to watch everything that's filmed. When I get the show, it is already edited into the episode. He said that out of his own mouth. So for then Carlos to turn around in his interview with Dustin and say to Dustin, Joy don't run nothing around here. I'm in charge. People don't get to tell me what they are and aren't going to do. Sir, you're not there. And if the production company isn't complaining about Joy and Clifton, and the production company isn't saying, hey, Joy and Clifton are being difficult, hey, Joy and Clifton refuse to film, Joy and Clifton aren't showing up, you don't know what the hell is going on. You only know what they're sending you and what they're telling you. So I'm sorry. Don't sit here and tell me that you got that you are the runner, you run this company, and you're the HNIC, but on the flip side, all you see is the final product. So you don't know what's being edited out or why. You don't know if they're trying to skew a storyline to make it look like one thing versus another thing. I get it, it's production, and I get it's reality TV. And we know that reality TV spins storylines all the time. So from that perspective, fine, no problem. The problem I have in this instance, though, is we spent too much damn time talking about something that could have been resolved if production, in my opinion, had been on their shit. Now that's just me. Thank you. Just simply says she remember him saying that. So Carlos said no one is telling them what to do. So from that perspective, we have one more episode. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm just not sure that this show is coming back. We still have the Mother's Day brunch, which Carlos alluded to the fact that he had good news about the show. I'm not convinced that this show is coming back. But if the show is coming back, I'm gonna keep saying what I've been saying. It won't come back. Look, it'll be a damn near a whole new cast. I feel like Carlos will have to gut the cast. But here's what if the show comes back, here's where I predict. I predict the Tylers, I predict the Pettys, and I predict Carmen. That's my prediction. Carmen and her boyfriend. That's my prediction. They're going to have to find at least 2 more couples. 1 to 2 more couples. And I feel like they'll find some friends of the Tylers to be that other couple. I think they'll find some friends of the Tylers. Do we think that Carlos has favorites and maybe caters to them? Yeah, of course. I think part of that is human nature. I think a lot of people have favorites. But my problem isn't that you have favorites to the detriment. My problem is when you have favorites to the detriment of the show and the story. I mean, people get favorable edits all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think they're coming back either. I don't think so either. But I'm just saying if, that is the only thing I'm feeling like. But anyway, that was pretty much the episode. They brought on Sherelle and Black. I guess we're going to hear from them next week. I mean, they really only had Sherelle talking about does she think that Yusha was an opportunist? And, she found it hard to answer the question. I think because she's known Yusha for so long, and in real life they're friends. Now, what she said on DJ Richie Sky's interview today was she felt like everybody on the show was an opportunist, but not in a bad way. She felt like everybody was an opportunist because why are you on reality TV if you're not here to take advantage of the opportunity that it gives you? Like, everybody is an entrepreneur. Everybody is trying to sell something. Everybody has a product they're trying to push. So everybody is there for the opportunity. She said, but again, she felt like it wasn't so much what Yusha wanted to do. It was the way in which Yusha went about doing it. So anyway, Carlos should look at the couples in nightlife. Seems like the Tylers have a few friends in that world. Yeah, I definitely think they probably have some friends they could recommend. Yeah. Hey, Xavier. Hey, boo. Anyway, y'all, that's all I got. I don't have no more gas in the tank for this thing. Yeah, I don't have any more gas in the tank for this thing. I'll be here for the final episode, and I'm gonna be honest, I still haven't decided whether I'm going to the brunch. It is Mother's Day. I don't know. I don't know anybody else that's going. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Thank you, Melly. Melly said thank you for your sacrifice. Yeah. I still don't know whether I'm going. I have my ticket, but I just don't know, y'all. At this point, Ashley has said she's not going, but then she's still on the flyer. Now, Winter's flyer is gone. So I think Winter officially is not going. Her flyer is no longer on Carlos's page, but Ashley's is. So I don't know if Ashley is coming or not. I feel like Ashley's going to come, though. So I don't know if Joy is coming. I feel like Arena can get Joy to come. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, you guys. Y'all have a great evening. We'll be here tomorrow for Martha's Vineyard. Go ahead and see how it turns out, I guess. I guess. All right. With that being said, y'all, I'm about to get off of here. And I will talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace.